Welcome back, Stalkers. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to be talking about Stalker 2 multiplayer and co-op. Now, before you go all ballistic on me, keep in mind I am just a messenger gathering the news from GSC Game World and trying to figure out what is going to be about the game. So recently, GSC Game World had a Q&A on Discord and they answered some questions. There was nothing too special in that, like for example, there was a question, what locations are we likely going to see in the game? And they said you're going to be able to visit Kordon, Duga, Pripyat, you know, the previous locations we had a chance to visit in previous Stalker games. And this correlates perfectly with their idea of actually having an open world Stalker game, because before it was semi-open world. You had a loading screen if you wanted, for example, to go from Kordon to Garbage. You had to have a loading screen in between. But still, the zones that were included in previous Stalker games were actually fairly big for that time. But there was another question which got me thinking, and this is what it says. Someone asked, will there be a multiplayer or co-op mode in Stalker 2? And this is what GSC Game World said. This is one of the questions, the answer to which we cannot share yet, but this won't be the case forever. Follow our social media networks and you won't miss this information for sure. And usually what I noticed in development, if someone is not planning a multiplayer experience or multiplayer mod or co-op mod, they will say no. But whenever a developer says, well, we cannot share it yet, we're gonna be able to share it soon, like it either means they are planning to implement co-op or multiplayer, or co-op or multiplayer is already implemented into Stalker 2. Now, first things first, GSC Game World did say that primarily Stalker 2 is going to be a single player experience, a single player game, which is something everyone here wants, let's face it. But I also want it to be an offline single player experience. I don't want an always online experience for Stalker 2. There has been many problems in the past with games which push that, networks going down, you won't be able to access the game, etc, which is usually just a giant no for me when it comes to video games, especially when it comes to Stalker, and that's why I do believe that Stalker 2 is going to be that single player offline experience if you want it. But at the same time, they switched from X-Ray Engine to Unreal Engine. They have the backing of Microsoft now. The game is coming out for Xbox Series X and S, and basically the next gen or the current gen Xbox systems. It's coming out for PC and it's coming out for Xbox Game Pass day one. Obviously, they haven't shared anything yet when it comes to Steam, GOG or the Epic Store. When it comes to that, they said to be announced, so it might be also included in those shops as well, but we're gonna be seeing that. But when it comes to multiplayer, when you have the backing of Microsoft, when you are in their network, of course Microsoft is maybe going to hint, so what about multiplayer? What can we develop on that front? What about co-op? What can we develop on that front? Now, Stalker, of course, did have multiplayer before, as I said, but the multiplayer modes that were included there were like Team Deathmatch, Free-for-All, Artifact Hunt, etc. And personally, it never attracted me. I never played Stalker multiplayer, and I played Stalker for so many years with different mods, but I was never interested in going into multiplayer, and most of the time those servers were kinda dead, so I didn't really focus on that. I just focused on the single player experience. And that's something I do want to also experience for Stalker 2. So what are the possibilities? Well, if they're not obviously going to have always online, which I applaud, multiplayer could also be what they tried before, that Team Deathmatch, Free-for-All, Artifact Hunt, etc. But at the same time, they also did see that people are not interested in that multiplayer, or well, majority of people wasn't interested in that multiplayer. So personally, for me, I would avoid that. But when it comes to co-op, I think that could work, because I just think about, alright, so I'm going through the game, I'm playing the game, and maybe my friends wants to join. Maybe one or two friends want to join my session. We're gonna be going through the exclusion zone, we're gonna be hunting artifacts, we're gonna be fighting different things, we're gonna be finishing missions. For me, that would make sense more than multiplayer, and honestly I'm kind of for that idea, but only and only if it's optional. And like that's a giant yes if it's optional. If it's not, then just cut it. Simple as that, because Stalker should always stay a single player offline experience. Now, when it comes to that co-op, it makes sense, and especially if you're under Microsoft, they might handle that connectivity well, they might handle servers well, which you would be able to join someone's session, or someone is going to be able to join you. I don't know how that will work if you're always online, and what are they going to come up with that, and how that is going to be included in the game, but I think they really need to think this through. So again, I'm just a messenger when it comes to that, when it comes to co-op. Now, I don't believe Stalker ever had a co-op. It had multiplayer, but there might be some mods, because I'm so out of the loop when it comes to multiplayer mods or anything like that. I do believe there is a mod called Ray of Hope or something like that, which enables that multiplayer experience for other Stalker games, but again, I am not sure about that. Because, you know, it never attracted people. That part of Stalker never actually attracted people. And I do believe they're gonna try it. They're gonna try it in Stalker 2, because now they have the backing of Microsoft. They're working a different engine which might provide, you know, better, how would I say, environment to plan your multiplayer or co-op in the game. So we'll see what's gonna be happening. Obviously, we are going to learn more about Stalker soon. I'm also looking forward to E3. I'm not really looking forward to, but at least we're gonna learn some new info probably about Stalker. They might actually appear on E3, which is digital, this year. So we'll see what's gonna happen. But overall, these are the news for today. This is what I actually read. So there is a strong possibility GSC Game World is going to try some form of multiplayer or co-op in Stalker 2. But you tell me down below, what do you think about this? Are you excited about that idea? Are you maybe worried that now they want to include that? And what are your thoughts? Like, what kind of alternatives would you kind of go into Stalker, especially people who play this game for a long time? I'm really interested to hear your opinions about it. And trust me, whenever a developer says, we're not ready for that yet, it usually means that, you know, they're planning it. Usually it means they're planning it, but we'll see. Especially because Stalker also is huge when it comes to modding and modding community, so there is going to be all kinds of mods when the game comes out. Obviously, they are going to be working also on tools and also with modders to actually give the modders the opportunity and good tools so they can develop it further, and that's something that Stalker games had before. There is a huge symbiosis with the game itself and the modding community, which does amazing work on this game. Truly one of the most dedicated modding communities out there, and one of the most talented modding communities out there that I had ever chance to try out their mods. Just simply amazing. So this is what I think about it. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below, what do you think about it? And I will of course start making more Stalker content soon. I will be going into lore, I will be going into different factions and everything that the game has. So don't forget to subscribe for more, and enable the bell icon if you want to be the first to find out when I upload a video. And if you enjoyed this video, click that like button as well. I also do have a Patreon page if you wanted to kind of help the channel in an extra way. You can do it through the link below, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. And I'm also on Discord and Twitter, all of the links down below. This is LKM signing out again. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you in the zone. Bye bye.